So in recent years, there's been a lot of talk amongst gamers about the state of modern video games. Many people would say that games today lack the fun and magic that gaming once brought, and I would agree. Now, despite all of the advancements and improvements in graphics, accessibility, and online capabilities, something still seems to be missing. I would say the reason for this decline in enjoyment is due to the new industry practices, all the way to modern game design, as well as a change in player expectations. So let's start off with what I consider to be the biggest reason. And I think that modern games often feel less fun because of the shift in the focus from creating a great gaming experience to generating revenue. It's all about money. Now, don't get me wrong, it's always been about money. I mean, these companies have to make money to survive, but things are different now. See, their ways of making money now comes in multiple ways. I'm talking about microtransactions, loot boxes, battle passes, and pay-to-win mechanics have taken center stage. While these methods can make games more profitable for developers, they can also distract from the player's experience. In the past, games were designed to be complete upon release, with the sole purpose of providing a fun experience, with no updates or patches. Today, however, many games are released with features locked behind paywalls, forcing players to spend more money to fully enjoy the game or be competitive. And that seems like a crime if you ask me. For instance, some modern games are loaded with in-game purchases that can turn a once fun and engaging experience into a constant reminder that a player needs to spend money to progress. These systems can lead to frustration and diminish the sense of accomplishment that once came from mastering a game through skill and dedication. You typically see this a lot in your first-person shooters, and one of the biggest games to do this year after year is NBA 2K. I mean, honestly, we need to really stop buying these games year after year, so hopefully they can get the message. Another thing that takes away the fun factor is the live service model that has become common in modern games. GAAS, which stands for Games as a Service, is designed to continue to be updated and monetized over time instead of offering a finished product at launch. While the idea of regular updates might seem appealing in practice, it has led to many games being released in incomplete states. Developers often prioritize releasing games quickly and then patching or updating them later, resulting in buggy, unfinished experiences at launch. Live service games tend to introduce repetitive tasks, daily logins, and grinding to keep players engaged over the long term. Rather than being fun, these mechanics can feel like a chore, transforming gaming from a relaxing activity into something like having a second job. The once pure joy of playing a game simply for the experience is replaced by a feeling of obligation to keep up with the latest content, progress, or cosmetic unlocks. Which brings me to my next point, lack of innovation. Nowadays, developers seem to be relying on old franchises, sequels, enhanced remakes, or gameplay formulas that have been proven to be successful. While these games can still be enjoyable, they often fail to capture the excitement and sense of wonder that come with truly creative and new experiences. It is common for a AAA title to feature similar open-world structures, loot systems, or multiplayer components, which can lead to a sense of fatigue. In the past, limitations in technology forced developers to be creative in how they design games, leading to unique gameplay experiences that are still remembered today. With modern technology, it is easier than ever to create vast, beautiful worlds, but many games lack the heart and innovation to make them feel unique. And because of this, players are left with impressive, beautiful worlds, but unemotionally engaging experiences. Something else that's wrong is they focus too much on graphics and realism. As technology has advanced, so have graphical fidelity of video games. While visually stunning games can be impressive to look at, the industry obsession with photorealism has often come at an expense of other aspects of game design, such as gameplay itself, Story, frame rates, and creativity are sometimes overshadowed by the quest to push hardware to its limits. This can lead to bloated development cycles and a focus on shadow cinematic experiences rather than engaging mechanics or emotional storytelling. Older games, despite their graphical limitations, often succeeded because they had to rely on strong game design, interesting mechanics, and imaginative worlds. Today, however, many games place such a high premium on graphics that the core gameplay becomes secondary. This focus on realism can also restrict creativity, as developers may be less willing to take risks or experiment with new game styles, visuals, or unconventional game design. Now, let me talk for a moment about the gaming culture and our expectations. As gaming has become more mainstream, the culture surrounding it has shifted. The rise of competitive gaming, esports, and streaming has changed how many players approach games. Instead of being a personal hobby, gaming has for some become more about external validation. Players might focus on achievements, in-game rewards, or cultivating an online persona rather than simply just enjoying the game. This shift in culture has led to higher expectations from players. Gamers now expect games to have enormous amounts of content, frequent updates, and support for years after release. While these expectations they're not negative, they can lead to disappointment when a game fails to meet sometimes impossible standards set by the community. Additionally, the pressure on developers to constantly update and expand games can distract from the quality of the core experience. While modern games still have the potential to be fun, several industry trends have contributed to the decline of player enjoyment. Monetization models, live service design, and a lack of innovation and overemphasis on graphics have led to an environment where games often feel more like products than creative experiences. At the same time, changing player expectations and gaming culture has transformed how people approach games, shifting the focus away from the fun and toward external rewards or achievements. However, there is hope. Independent developers, passionate fans, and even some mainstream studios continue to push the boundaries of what games can be, reminding us that the magic of gaming is still alive. To rediscover the joy of gaming, both developers and players need to recalibrate their focus and remember what made games fun in the first place. I'm Shandell, and thanks for watching.